Hello and welcome to Harvard Plays. This week, this one game has captured my attention the entire time. This is Slay the Spire, a roguelite card game which is all about deck building and making strategies and synergies. And it is so interesting to me to see all the systems in this game interlock. I'm definitely a big fan of card games and of games where you make your own strategy and you can express yourself through the way you play. And this game is all of that. So if you've never heard of this game before, thank you for joining. I hope to run through the core mechanics and show just why this is such a cool game. And if you have played the Slay the Spire before, I apologize in advance, my strategy is probably not going to be great. I have spent only about 10 or so hours on it. I've seen some of the community and y'all get really deep into your analysis, and I'm not at that level yet. But hopefully I can show just what makes the game interesting, I can play in my own way, and yeah, it'll be good to watch. Alright, so we're going to abandon this run because I don't remember what I was up to and I don't want to ruin it. I'm just going to start from the very beginning. And there's a daily seed and a standard. I'm just going to go on the standard. There's 3 characters to choose from at the moment. There's a 4th one being added in early access on PC. I don't know when it's going to come to Switch. But there's 3 that are basically correspond to the Ironclad is kind of like the Paladin, Berserker. The Silent is kind of like the Rogue Assassin. And the Defect is kind of like the Mage. And each one has a very unique playstyle based on the kinds of cards it gets access to. And at the bottom, when you see Ascension, that's when you defeat the, when you slay the Spire the first time, you're able to give yourself extra challenge runs. And it actually goes up to Ascension level 20. So there's really 60 complete runs to do with all 3 of these characters. It'll take you a good long time if you want to unlock everything. But it's also just a great game to do a quick run of if you've got time. So I'm going to go with the Silent because I feel like this character has the most interesting synergies out of the 3 and is also relatively easy to explain. It's also the one I know the most about, so let's go. Okay, so at the start of each run, you're going to be talking to this whale, and you can pick one of 2 to 4 options depending on whether you defeated the first boss on your previous run. This is a mechanic designed to prevent you from just resetting over and over again until you get the best RNG run. All of these are actually pretty good perks to start with. This one is interesting. When it says remove 2 cards, it looks kind of bad, but removing cards from your deck is actually one of the most powerful ways to get consistency in this game. It'll make more sense when we explain the mechanics, but removing cards is very important. I'm going to pick this random rare card one though, because rare cards generally can lock you into a specific playstyle. I want to say archetype because apparently the community doesn't like the word archetype. But in another strategy game or deck building game, archetype is where it would be. So let's get our first rare card. It says, oh, we missed it. You can press L to see your entire deck. So here are our cards so far. We've got 5 strike cards that deal damage. We've got 5 defend cards which give us block. 1 survivor card which is like a more powerful block option. 1 free card called Neutralize, which deals a bit of damage and applies weak, so it means that enemies will deal less. And the free card we got is called Nightmare. We choose a card, next turn we add 3 copies of it into our hand. This costs 3 energy, so this is the only thing we can do that turn. And to be honest, it's not a great card to start with. It's a very situational card that you need to build a deck around. But hey, I've actually never played with it before, so maybe we can make a good run out of it. If we can't, at the very least, we need to beat this first boss, and then we can have our perks for the next run, which a run is usually about... A good one is about an hour, a bad one is about 20 minutes, so we can fit probably 1 or 2 in this video. Alright, so this is the map. You can pick from a variety of paths. These little face dudes are just regular enemy encounters. Question marks, like the one above us, are little story elements which you can get good perks out of. The money bags are shops, and there are very complicated choices you make with your money. And these campfires you see can let you rest or upgrade a card in your deck. Treasure chests are self-explanatory. The monsters with the horns are elites, so they are a bit stronger, a bit harder to kill, but they give you a relic, which is a passive buff when you defeat them. And then you eventually make it to the boss. This is 1 floor, there's 3 floors in this game. Alright, so let's jump into our first encounter. I'm gonna go on the... I haven't made this choice yet. So if I go left, I can fight that elite. Yeah, I do want to go to a shop at least once on this floor. But it looks like the only shops are towards the bottom right. Oh no, there's one there. Okay, so I will start here. You can strategize a little bit to start. So he's our first enemy, and he's quite easy, so it's a good opportunity for us to talk about the mechanics. In your turn, on the bottom left, you'll see a little crystal that says 3 out of 3. That's your energy. And whenever you play a card in a turn, you'll spend some energy. And when you end your turn, you're able to gain that back, and then the enemy takes their turn. You can see what the enemy is about to do based on the symbol above their head. This one says it's going to use a buff, and after you play the game for a while, you start to recognize every enemy's pattern and how you defeat each one. So at the start, we could either attack, deal damage, or we can defend to gain block. Block only lasts for 1 turn, so you want to use these only when the enemy's about to attack. So I see no reason to go for anything other than attacks. You see the Nightmare card is actually pretty useless because it would use up all our energy and we don't want anything in our hand. Nightmare is great when comboed with other very good cards. So let's just use our strike and our free neutralize and then another strike. I guess we can use a defend, doesn't make a difference. And the rest of the cards that we don't use go onto our discard pile and we draw our next hand. So if you press ZL, you can see what cards are still in your deck. And that way you can have some foresight into what you'll draw next turn. And when your deck is out, you automatically shuffle your discard pile back into your deck. Alright, so we see the enemy now is trying to attack us for 6 damage. We can either use defend, or we can use survival to gain more defense than what one defend card would give us. But it does require to discard another card. Now we have 8 block, we won't take any damage from this guy's attack. And so we can use strike, strike, end turn. They'll deal 6 to us, but we don't take any of it. And now they have buffed themselves. This enemy gives himself extra strength every turn. So the longer this fight goes for, the more damage it'll deal to us. Here we can use our neutralize, and then our survivor again, discarding our defend. So you see the neutralize is given it weakened, which has reduced its attack from 9 to 6. You can then strike twice, and then not get hit, or not take any damage this turn. And next turn we should draw at least 2 strike cards so we can finish off. Alright, that's our first enemy done. Didn't take any damage. Our rewards are some gold, a regen potion. So potions sit right here at the top of the screen, and they can be used on your turn in battle at any point to give yourself a little extra kick to try and win that fight. And then you can add a card to your deck. Now you can pick one of 3, and you can think about which one would fit best into your deck's composition. Now, we've got our starting cards, we've got 5 strikes, we've got 5 defends, and we've got a block card, an aggressive card, and a nightmare card. Nightmare is great with cards that are very strong. Our choices are the leg sweep, which applies weak, and then also gains you block. This is a much better version of defend, but it costs 2 energy instead of 1. Dagger Thrower is an all-round fantastic card. It deals 9 damage, you draw a card and you discard a card. This is great because you can get rid of a card you don't need this turn, and it deals more damage per energy than your strike anyway, so it's a fantastic all-rounder. And your reflex is more of a build-around. When you draw this card you can't do anything with it, but if you happen to discard it with another effect, for example if you use your survivor and discard reflex, then you draw a card for free. Hold on, that's so bad. If you upgrade it, you draw 2 cards. Okay, that's probably where it comes from. If you manage to discard it, you get a card for free. We're going to go with the Dagger Thrower because if you upgrade it, look, you deal 12 damage, draw a card, discard a card. It's just all positive. It's a fantastic card. And even though it doesn't synergize very well with our Nightmare, it's just good no matter what kind of build we go into. And early in the game, that kind of versatility is very valuable. Alright, so let's go to our question mark. First one of the game. As we walk into the room, we hear the gurgling and grinding of metals. Before you is a slime-like creature that ate too much scrap for its own good. From the center of the creature you see glints of strange light, perhaps something magical. It looks like you get some treasure if you just reach inside its opening. However, the acid and sharp objects may hurt. So you can lose 3 HP with a 25% of fighting a relic. That's super important. So your relics on the top left here are passive buffs. And you start with this one as a silent, the Ring of the Snake. It lets you draw 2 additional cards at the start of every combat. And now every relic you get is amazing because it gives you a buff that doesn't require you to add anything to your deck. And so the more relics you get, the more you can get synergistic card effects and just be stronger overall. So I would trade basically 30 HP max for a relic this early in the game. So let's just go for it. And wow, we were lucky. 1 in 4 chance and we got it. We got a question card which says future rewards have an additional card to choose from. That's great because it gives us more versatility, more chances to find a card which goes really well for Nightmare. Okay, so we can either go for another question mark or we can go for a fight. Going for more fights means you can get more cards for your deck. Going to questions generally means you might get more relics or more better effects. Okay, so this one you have a choice. You can either remove a card from your deck, transform a card in your deck, which means turn it into something random, or upgrade a card in your deck. I'm going to actually transform a card in my deck, and I want to get rid of this Nightmare card because it's so inflexible, it's so bad if I build around. I want to see what else I can make it into. And press Y. We got a Predator. That's not too bad. Predator is deal 15, which is a huge amount of damage, and the next turn draw 2 cards. So again, it's all upside. And if we upgrade it, it deals 20 damage in 1 turn. That's quite good. Cards which cost 2 energy generally synergize well with builds that give you extra energy each turn. And that's much easier to come by than filling out on Nightmare things. So, okay, so we've got a fight here against 2 slimes. One's only got 12 health, one's got 30 health. The left one wants to hit us for a tiny amount of damage. The right one wants to inflict a negative effect on you. And once you've played this game for a while, you know what this effect is. It's going to... I think it's going to reduce our strength or our defense or something like that. You see, I haven't played this game that much, so I don't really know. Let's use our Neutralize for free, and then our Dagger Throw. So we instantly kill that left slime. Going to discard the Defend, because we don't really need it. And then we chuck our 2 strikes. The enemy is going to debuff us. Yep, so it's given us Frail, which gives us less block from cards for 1 turn. So now if you see we play Defend, we don't get 5 block, we get 3 block. Doesn't matter though, we can use Predator to deal 15, Strike to deal 6, and we win the fight. No damage taken. Get some gold. So yeah, with that relic we can now choose between 4 cards. You can have the Flying Knee, which deals damage and gains a bit of energy next turn. The Sucker Punch, which deals damage and applies 1 week. Backflip, which lets us gain block and then draw 2 cards. And Footwork, which lets us gain Dexterity. These are all pretty good cards. Personally, when I first started, I loved Flying Knee because it let me just do more things in each turn, and it was just a strict upgrade of a strike card. But then apparently the community online doesn't like it, it says it's a bad card, I don't know. Everything has its own purpose. Sucker Punch is decent if you've got a deck that benefits from making enemies weak. Backflip is also quite good because it fills your hand more. It's great if you have a deck that blazes through cards, a lot of 0 cost cards, because drawing cards is very good in that strat. And then Footwork gains you 2 dexterity, which means that your future block cards will give you more defense. And it's fantastic for more defensive builds and for longer fights, because the more time you get to use Footwork, the better your blocks get. And I know it doesn't sound fun, but defensive builds in Slay the Spire are generally more effective. So we're going to go with Footwork here for a safer build, and then by the time we get to the boss, I think we should be defensive enough that we don't need to worry too much about our health and dying, and so we don't need to reset. Alright, we've got a chest here, which is awesome. You pick up either a Mango or a Sapphire Key. The Mango will raise our max health by 14, and the Sapphire Key will... well, it's something that we might need for a New Game Plus thing. Let's see the map. Let's see the map. So the Ruby Key comes from, you see on the right, that blazing enemy, but we can't get to it this floor. We might need to go for it next floor. What am I saying? Not the Ruby Key, the Emerald Key. The Ruby Key comes from resting on a campfire. I might take the Mango. I'm not looking for beating that run today. I just want to have something fun and reliable to show on Let's Play. Alright, so this is our first elite. This is the Lagavulin. Not sure how to pronounce it. The community seems divided. And what this enemy does is it starts with a strong shield and it's asleep. So it lets you basically set up on it for free. And then if you wake it up, it's stunned for that turn, and it starts dealing massive damage on you. It's very strong. So we're just going to wake it up. We don't care. Use our 2 strongest attacks, discard a block, whatever. It's stunned this turn, and now it's going to start going on the offensive. Okay, so it's going to try and hit me for 18, which is huge. I'm going to use Neutralize first. That's going to weaken it, and it brings it down to 13. Status conditions are very effective in this game. I'm going to use Footwork, because this is going to permanently buff, or for this fight, buff all of our block cards. I'm going to use our Survival, discard a Strike, and use our block. I'm going to be very careful this run. So now we have 17 block, we don't take any damage from it. You see how defensive builds are stronger, right? You can just basically use Neutralize and Defends and not take any damage and just chip away at the enemy. And that's much safer than trying to all-out defeat it, because sometimes, especially elites, they'll have so much health that you can't burst them down in one turn. Okay, so now this enemy is going to try and debuff us with a negative effect. This means it's not going to hit us, so we don't need to block this turn. We can just use Predator, we can use Strike, deal as much damage as we can. This enemy has that pattern, so it hits us 2 turns in a row, then it uses Siphon Soul. Siphon Soul reduces our dexterity and our strength by 1, which means that it makes our cards a bit less effective. We're still +1 dexterity, but now we're -1 strength, so you see our strikes, instead of doing 6, they deal 5. Let's use our Survivor first, get rid of our Strike, and then use a Defend. So now we have 15 defense, and it's going to hit us for 18. I could use this card, but nah, let's just keep on the offensive. Alright, so let's end our turn. Also, I'm going to make a lot of mistakes this run, because sometimes I don't think very clearly. It's going to hurt a lot to watch this on replay, but whatever. It's going to hit us for 18. Let's use our 2 blocks. So we have 12 defense, going to hit us for 6 instead. We use a Strike. Okay, still pretty safe. And this time, it sucks that we drew our neutral. Oh, we drew all of our blocks this turn when it's not going to hit us. So sometimes random chance is going to mess up your run a little bit. Part of it is just adapting to what you draw. Alright, so we don't hit it for anything, and we just gain a bunch of block that we're just going to lose this turn, so we basically wasted that free chance to hit it. And look, now we have no defense. We have 1 block card, and it's going to hit us for 13. This is a pretty tough fight. Early in the game, elites generally pose a good threat. Alright, so now we've got our attack cards again. We can defend once, and let's use our Predator to deal 13 damage. It sets us up for a big turn next turn though, which is good, because next turn it's debuff turn. Alright, look, we got our Neutralize again. We didn't need that then. We really needed Neutralize when it was going to attack, but, you know, RNG, can't have everything. And now this turn it's only got 13 health left, so hopefully we can just finish it right off. We can just finish it right off. So this will deal 6, this will deal 3, it will have 4 left, and even if we draw a Strike we can't kill it, so we have to play defensive. Use a Survivor, use a Defend, use your Dagger Throw, chuck a card, doesn't matter. We get hit for 7, and then we can finish it off. Slow and steady. You can't be too rash or hazardous in this game, because that'll get you wrecked. Okay, so we get our Relic as a reward. We get enemies with weak deal 40% less damage rather than 25. So this synergizes really well with cards that give weak. I wish I took Sucker Punch now, because that would have synergized very well with this. Well, anyway. We've got our attack potion, good. And now we've got quite a few choices. We've got another Dagger Throw, which is excellent. Acrobatics, which lets us draw 4 cards and discard 1 card. This is very good, especially if you have a deck with a lot of 0-cost cards. We've got Prepared, which lets us draw 1 card or discard 1 card. If you upgrade, it's 2 and 2, and it's free. So it's basically just swapping out the cards you don't need on one turn for a card that you do. And this card, Riddle with Holes, deals 3 damage 5 times or 4 damage 5 times. So it seems really inefficient because it's 3 times 5, which is 15 for 2 energy. But then, if you have a strength buff, it'll deal, if you add 2 strength, it'll be 5 times 5, which is huge. It's 25 2 energy. This is more of a build around. I might go for my second dagger throw. And the good thing is, because we're taking a lot of aggressive cards that are strict upgrades over our strikes, we can then remove some of our strikes from our deck at the shop and have a much more consistent turnout. Alright, next fight. Now that the mechanics are clearer, I can talk less, which is a relief. I've been explaining so much. So this enemy is quite powerful. It deals 11 damage a turn, which is more than 2 defend cards. We'll use... Do we want to block it properly? Look, what we can do is we can use our regen potion first, which means we regen a bit of health every turn. We can use Predator. And hopefully we leave this fight on a net positive HP. Okay, this turn we've got Neutralize, which is great. We can use our footwork, we can use a defend, we can use the dagger thrower. And now we can just outblock its attacks and heal a little bit every turn, which is going to be great. And we're going to want to stall because our regen still lasts for a few more turns. Alright, so neutralize again, defend, strike, strike. Maybe don't kill it right away, maybe just let it live so we can get some health back. Alright, I'm just going to use... Hold on. This regen lasts for the entire fight. So if I wanted to make this Let's Play extremely boring, I could just sit here and defend the entire time and then get back to full health. That sounds awful, let's not do that, let's just use Dagger Throw, let's just get rid of this guy. Can't be bothered. Risk is entertainment, right? Okay, we got a choice of 4. Predator again. Infinite Blades, this is an interesting card. At the start of your turn, you can add a free attack card called Shiv into your hand. And this is excellent with comboing with cards that pay out based on casting multiple cards per turn. This one is draw a card. If you draw a skill, gain 3 blocks, so very specific. And this one is Deadly Poison, sorry. Poison deals damage to the enemy on that turn and then takes down 1. So you think of it as this: if an enemy is poisoned for 5 at the end of the turn, or at the start of the turn, they take 5, the next turn they take 4, they take 3, then 2, then 1. So this one card for 1 energy deals 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 15 damage over 5 turns. And it's excellent when you have a lot of poison cards in your deck, because if you have something like Poison 30, it'll deal a total of 30 factorial damage, I believe that's it. No, 30, that's not the right word, but 30 plus 29 plus whatever. And it'll be a lot, It's great for bosses. What do I want though? What do I want though? Poison decks are very fun to play. I do like putting together a good poison deck. But you need to have the synergy to come together. What have we got right now? We've got strikes and defends, which we'll hopefully get rid of. We've got a predator, a footwork, and 2 dagger throws. So we've got a relatively defensive deck. And we've got a synergy with weak. So we want to find cards that inflict weak. And we've got this random predator here, which doesn't really fit in. Okay. So defend cards are called skills. And if we're defensive, then we'll want to be drawing lots of skills. So I guess we just take escape plan. That gives us a bunch of block. And how are we going to proceed? We go forward like this. Get a chest. Keep going to the elites. Oh, we messed up. I wanted to go to the shop, but I took the wrong path. Dang. Okay, well, no shopping for us this round. Guess we just fight that elite and finish up the path. Okay. Next fight. This one's a thief, so pretty obvious when they hit us. They steal some gold, and if we don't kill them in time, they steal it permanently. We can use our escape plan first, see what we get. We don't get a defense card, so we don't gain any block. Okay, so we need to defend twice, so we don't take any damage. And we want to kill this looter first, because we don't want it to make off with any of our gold. Let's discard our predator, and we get a free neutralize out of it. And you see now that my deck is getting bigger, it's harder to predict what cards I draw each turn. Whereas if we were to remove it and slim it down to maybe about 10 cards, it's very predictable to what our strategy each turn is going to be. So that's why you don't want a big deck. You generally want to get as few cards as you want, but make sure that everything serves a good purpose. Alright, so we've used our dexterity. We've used our footwork, sorry. This... What did we just do? Okay, so we've been made frail by that slime, that's why. We can use a survivor, discard a block card, and then use our defend, so we don't take much damage this time. We'll take a bit though. The slime, when it hits us, gives us its debuff card, and you see that if you ever draw it, you can't get it out of your deck until you play it and waste 1 energy on it. Alright, my turn. I don't think we can kill anything. But we can use the survivor card to at the very least mitigate some damage. Use our dagger throw, draw a card, discard our strike. So we've actually got quite a bit of discard synergy between survivor and dagger throw. We can use another one, discard defend. Let's use our potion too. This is going to give us an attack card for free. What do we want? Predator looks awesome. Predator will deal 15 and let us draw 2 cards for free. All out attack lets us deal 10 to all enemies, which is actually more damage if you count it up. And then Riddle of Holes will deal 15, but with no upside. Guess I'll take Predator, because this means next turn I have a better pool of cards. Okay, I get licked again, so I'm frail. They use Lunge, takes a bit of health. Now you see it's defending, which means that the turn after it's going to drop a smoke bomb and run away. Let's use Escape Plan first. We get our Slimed card, which sucks. We can kill the Thief, and then use Predator on that slime, and let's just keep going. Debuff this again, doesn't matter. Let's hope we can get rid of it this turn. And I think we will be able to. Yep, Predator, we're done. Alright. Get our 45 gold stolen back, 11 gold, and what have we got here? Choke here is a great payoff for if you have a lot of zero cost cards, because it deals more damage every time you cast a card each turn. Dash is just very, very efficient. It's 10 block and 10 damage for 2 energy, which tied up in 1 card. I don't know if you've ever played Magic the Gathering or something like that, but the concept of card advantage is that every card you draw is a resource, and Dash is very efficient. Backflip is great for our deck, and Blur, ooh. Blur is not a great card, but because our deck is quite defensive, it could be quite useful. I think I'll take Dash though. Can't go wrong with Classic. Let's get a chest. We've got some gold, and we can either take a Happy Flower or a Sapphire Key. I want the Happy Flower, because that'll give us energy every turn. Or energy every 3 turns, and that's still a pretty good deal. Any way you can get more than 3 energy a turn is fantastic. Even if you have to go for some less than stellar drawbacks, it's usually a very good deal. Alright, so let's go for our defend and a strike. This card, whenever it hits us, it gives us a wound card, which is a debuff that goes into our deck. Nope, I lied, it just gives us weakened. It will make our attack deal less damage this turn. Alright, so we use Neutralize, Escape Plan. We haven't been able to proc Escape Plan so far, but we can use Defend, and 2 Dagger Throws will do more damage than a Predator, but Predator will draw us 2 cards, so let's use Predator. We get hit. Weakened again. Ooh, this turn is gonna... Oh, this is good. Okay, this is very good. So we can use a Dash, which means we already have 12 block, and we've dealt 7 damage. And now we can use... Because we got an extra energy from Happy Flower, we can use Predator. Look at that, we've gained 12 block and dealt 25 damage in 1 turn. How efficient is that? Okay, next turn we should be able to take this guy out. Yeah, easy fight, easy game. 19 gold and another choice. So here's a Nightmare, which we don't really need. We can use Eviscerate. So for each card discarded this turn, it costs 1 less. Again, if you have a really good discard focused deck, this could be free. You'd be dealing 18 damage for free, that's cool. Piercing Wail makes all enemies lose strength this turn, and acrobatics is just, we've done it before. So Piercing Well is actually a very good defensive card. It's great against big crowds because it can just mitigate their attacks basically instantly. That's really good. Okay. Here are two very creepy looking enemies. I hate that this game's enemies are a bit gross. You know, they're a bit gross. This is a mushroom growing out of a rat. And we just got our Piercing Well card. We can show its strength right now. You cast it. The strength goes down and their attack goes to 0. Alright, so now we can use an escape plan. See what we get. A dash, that's awesome. And then, oh, we are actually already. Okay. So these guys will attack but deal no damage. This turn they're going to... One's gonna buff itself, one's gonna fight me, so I'm gonna kill the one that's going to attack me. Use Predator and Dagger. Oh, it's already gone. Nice. Dagger Throw and discard our defend, use a strike. These early game fights are generally pretty easy, but this run has been extra good to me. Alright, so Dagger Throw again, and we win. Okay, so what's our choices? We've got a Terror, which makes the enemy vulnerable for basically the rest of the game. Takes 50% more damage from attacks, so this is great for a boss fight. We've got Predator again, we've got Calculated Gamble, so we discard our hand and then draw that many cards. This would have been a great combo with that other card we saw that got cheaper for every discard. We've got another Deadly Potion. Huh. I think let's go for a Terror, because this is very good against bosses. It'll let us have bonus damage against the boss for the entire fight, which is pretty useful. And sometimes, maybe even in the previous case, if there's not really a great fit for your deck in the choices you've been given, you don't need to take anything. Sometimes it's actually probably better that you don't take anything. Okay, let's use Dagger Throw. I'm not killing this enemy the right way. The right way you're meant to kill this group of enemies is kill this one first, because these guys debuff you, and then they alternate between debuffing you and ruining your deck, and just flat out dealing a bunch of damage. So use Escape Plan. Didn't get a skill. Oh, we did get a skill, so we got 3 block out of that. Let's use Survival to get rid of our Piercing Well, because we don't want it this turn. And then we can use Dagger Throw. When you're fighting multiple enemies at once, the faster you can get rid of one, the easier it's going to be. So you just want to maximize your efficiency on that. These enemies give you Dazed, so those cards just go into your deck and you can't play them. When you draw them, you just kind of sigh, because it's like, you could have drawn a better card, but you didn't. You just drew a debuff. Okay, let's use Footwork. We have 4 energy this time. Let's use Neutralize. Do we need to use it to get block? We do. Okay, so let's defend. And then Predator, this middle one, we're going to try and kill it as fast as we can. I'm going to take quite a bit of damage this time. Yeah, so the better way to kill this elite camp is to get rid of one of these guys first. Don't get rid of the middle guy, because what's the point, right? Now you have 2 that alternate between debuff turns and hardcore damage turns. Let's... oh, I messed up. I should use that. Okay, strike it twice. Get debuffed. And let's see if we can kill one. Oh, wow. Look at this. So these debuff cards, unplayable, but ethereal, which means when I finish my turn, it just poofs out of my deck. Let's use Defend. You see, they just disappear. Okay, let's use Neutralize. If we use Terror, we can massively increase the damage of our Predator. And then our Strike. Alright, so we've got 1 more to worry about. And we can see what we're going to get to. You can see these are the cards that are going to come, and we have 2 Dagger Throws possibly. It's a lot of damage. Let's use our Escape Plan first. Didn't draw anything good. Use Dagger Throw. Whoops, but discard. So discarding is also good because it gets rid of these debuff cards. So let's use a Survivor, and this is more than enough to block its attack. Now we can just use our Dagger Throw. End the turn. Our health is actually pretty low, we're on 15. Now, oh, there's a terrible draw. Okay, so you can recover health by resting at a campsite, which will recover 30% of your total health. Or you can beat the boss of the floor, which will heal you all the way up. So you don't want to invest too much on health recovery, because you'll just recover at the end of the level anyway. Okay, so we've got a 29 gold. Oh, this is an excellent relic. Start each combat with 1 strength. This means that all of our attacks are a bit stronger now. That's excellent. A weak potion, which is pretty good. And we've got a choice. Die. Deals 13 damage to all enemies, and then it exhausts. So you can only use it once per combat. Piercing Wail, again. Dagger Throw, and Cloak and Dagger is an excellent card, because it gives you 6 block, and if you upgrade it, you get 2 shivs. So it's a good combination of attack and defense, just the same as Leap. We're gonna go for the Cloak and Dagger. I know I haven't gone for the most flashy of decks, but at the very least, I've skipped across a few cards that hopefully will make people go, oh, that sounds interesting. I hope I can build a deck with this if I ever get this game. Alright, so that's 4 enemies here. An AoE skill would have been great right about now. But we have a strength buff. So what we can do is, we can strike something twice, or we can use a predator, or we can just block. Okay. Let's block once, and then use predator to get rid of this guy. So we still take some damage, but not too much. So the front guy charges up a huge attack. These guys just deal kind of smaller amounts of damage. And being able to have some AoE skills here is very effective. Okay, so lots of thinking to be done. Let's use our footwork, and then dash. That probably wasn't the best of turns. Alright, so now this gremlin at the front can deal a huge attack. We don't take anything this turn, but we've only got 12 health. This is gonna hit me for 25. Okay, good. We can Piercing Wall this time. That's effectively taken 6 plus 4 plus 4 damage off her back. Now we can escape plan. We got a Cloak and Dagger, which is great. We got a free Shiv. Can shiv the guy in the back. Can use Strike to kill the guy in the back, and then we use a block. We have 20 defense. That's actually more than what they could have done. What a great turn. This is why I like this game, is sometimes you're gonna be like, oh no, I've lost. And then you can just pull out a massive turn and then come back. And you definitely get the feeling that all of your choices led you here, right? It's not random, it's skill. And also luck, but mostly skill. Okay. So it's still charging, let's just wail on it. Strike, and we win. Got 18 gold, a block potion, and what have we got? Quick Slash is an excellent card because you deal damage and draw a card. Just very efficient, lets you cycle through a deck. We've got 21 cards at the moment too, so a bit of card draw is never a bad thing. Flying Knee, again I've said, I like it, but I won't take it because I've heard it's bad. I have no agency of my own, I must follow the internet. Calculated Gamble is not our card, and Dash is great, let's just take Dash. Alright. These enemies have Curl Up, which means that when they get hit, they will gain some block, but because we have Dash, we can kill them without even proccing it, which is great. Now, we can also use a card like Neutralize to bait out their shields, and this means that next turn, when they lose their block, they're much easier to kill. Alright, so you just wait this out, you don't take any damage. This is one of the easier mobs on the first floor as well. They all have something like 12 health, so if you have a good, strong attack card, like Dash, then it's no trouble at all. Alright, okay, strike. We're almost rounding up at the first boss now, and although our health isn't very high, we've got an excellent deck so far. We've got Glass Knife, which deals 8 damage twice, but it decreases every time you use it, so this is a great card if you want fights to be short. but the longer the fight goes, the worse it gets. Heal Hook is deal damage and draw a card and gain an energy if the enemy has weak. This is a great card if you have weak synergy in your deck. We don't really. Acrobatics is just card draw, and Prepared is deck thinning. I don't really want any of these. I don't have a reliable way to proc weak except for Vulnerable, and that only lasts one turn. Glass Knife is not that great, and we have better attack cards already. Acrobatics, we don't want to spend an energy because we have no way of gaining energy. And Prepared, it would just make our deck bigger, we don't need that. Alright, so we don't take anything. We go to the campfire, and I want to be risky, I want to smith the card. I want to show you guys what it looks like, but let's not die to the boss, let's just rest. Okay, now, you can see which boss is going to be. Even from the very beginning, we could have looked up and saw that there was this crystal box. I think it's called the Hexaghost or something like that. We can see what it is, and if you played the game a bunch of times, you'll know how this boss works. I don't fully remember it, so we just have to make it up as we go along. We can, however, use Terror to make it have Vulnerable for basically the entire fight, and we can dash to deal damage, and now we end a turn. Okay, so this boss alternates between a variety of very strong attacks. This one is 4x6, which is huge. But we can cheese it and be like Piercing Wail. And now it's 0x6. So now we can just focus on dealing damage. I kind of want to use our Footwork, because it's going to let us set up on this enemy. So, okay, and then Cloak and Dagger, which gives us a Shiv. You see why it's so good, is because you have defense and offense at the same time. So regardless of if you need a block or if you need to attack at a certain turn, Cloak and Dagger is a useful card. It's going to hit us for 6, but it's going to also debuff us on the strike. Let's just use Survivor, get rid of our Defend, Dagger Thrower, get rid of a Strike, Dagger Thrower again, get rid of a Strike. Alright, and cycling through our strikes is great because it means we won't draw them again and they're not very efficient cards. We would much rather draw our more efficient attacks like our dashes and our neutralizers and our predators. Okay, neutralize here. Now it's going to be 3x2. You can use Defend once and then Predator. This deck is really coming together. I know it doesn't look flashy, it's just a bunch of block cards and a bunch of attack cards, but it's helping us get through what would have otherwise been a very challenging fight. So here's the debuff that we got. It's a burn card, we can't play it, and at the end of our turn we take 2 damage. It's pretty annoying actually. But we can use our Survivor to discard it and we don't get the debuff anymore. Awesome. Use Escape Plan, get another card, we've got a Dash. A Cloak and Dagger, let's use a Dagger Throw. Discard a Dash, use a Strike. I've made a mistake. Use Cloak and Dagger, use a Shiv. That wasn't the most efficient way to spend a turn, but hey, we did some damage. Look, it's already at 125, we're already halfway there. This is one of the smoothest Hexaghost fights I've ever had in my run. Dagger Thrower, easy choice. Delete the block. It's going to block and use a buff next turn, so let's just strike. No worry about counterattacks. It's blocked and given itself 2 strength, not too bad. It's going to hit us for a 7x2. Let's use a... We can use block twice, or we can use dash. But dash won't deal any damage because it's got 12 shields. Okay, let's dash. Let's defend. So we don't take anything this fight. I mean this round. We don't take any damage. Okay. Let's use Escape Plan. Escape Plan is great because you get to see another card on your deck. And we did draw a skill card, which means we got our free block. Unfortunately, we don't have much else to do. We can use Strike, we can use Survivor, get rid of this burn, debuff, use our defense. Kind of a boring turn, to be honest. They only have 8 damage, and we have 29 shield. Would have been better to hit it a bit. Okay, and now on the turn that we need the shield, we don't have it. Let's use Neutralize. And you see how good Weak is? It went from 4x6, which is 24, to 2x6, which is 12. It halves the amount of damage we're going to take. And now we can use Block, which is just going to take up all of the damage we could have taken this turn. Now just Strike, and keep going. I don't think I've taken any damage this fight. Get 3 upgraded burn cards, which are just really strong debuff cards. Okay, we get to use our Cloak and Dagger, great card. Use a Shiv. Dagger Throw, which is draw a card, discard our burn, and just keep striking at it. I think this is a perfect run. We haven't even taken a single bit of damage this entire fight, and we kill it. I don't know if I get an achievement for killing it without taking any damage. Alright, so we can add a card to our deck. We get Envenom, which allows us to deal damage per attack. We get Tools of the Trade, which at the start of our turn, draw a card, discard a card. We've got Burst, so we can play a skill twice. And Phantasmal Killer, which means next turn our attacks deal double damage. None of them really fit our deck. I think Tools of the Trade is the best fit because it allows us to cycle our cards, and it's great with a discard synergy build. And we have a pretty good discard build. We've got 2 Dagger Throws and we've got our Survivor, so we've got ways to discard cards. Let's go through our Tools of the Trade. This is one way to mitigate the effects of a really large deck, is you can just discard and shuffle back your strikes and defense, and that way you can get rid of some of your bad cards. You've got a choice of relic. These are boss relics, so they're much stronger than the normal one. Tiny House is you get a potion, some gold, max HP, a card, and an upgrade. It's just a little bit of everything. White Beast Statue is potions always appear in combat rewards. That's much more useful than it sounds, because these potions can be quite impactful. I just always forget to use them. And Busted Crown, you get energy at the start of your turn, future card rewards of 2 cards to choose from. This is awesome. You always want cards that give you more energy per turn. And the having less cards to choose from is actually mitigated by the fact that we have that other card that gives us 1 more to choose from. So yeah, that was a great pickup. Let's see how this floor is going to work. I definitely want to go to that shop. And then we want to fight as many elites as we can. So maybe we duck to the left. We get another shop, awesome. Okay, this path looks like the best one. We start from the left one, go to 2 shops and fight 2 elites. This looks great. Okay, so 2 thieves here. Escape plan. A lot of choices. Footwork, and then dash with our buffed dexterity. And then we use a defend. We have 19 block, so we only take 1 damage from this turn. Although, because they are thieves, we do need to kill them really fast. Okay, we've got a bunch of good aggressive cards this turn. Let's use dash. Piercing Wail will mean that we don't take any damage this turn. And then Dagger Throw. Doesn't matter what we discard. You see how good having 4 energy per turn is? It actually is a game changer. It lets you use 2 cost cards per turn, which is awesome. It makes our turns much more efficient. We run through the cards we have. We have 5 energy this turn, so we can't even use it all up. We've got a neutralize and a strike. If we combo them together, we can kill this guy. Good. No, we can't. Oh, my maths is terrible. Don't judge me. This is actually really bad, because it means that this guy's going to block next turn, and it might run away with our gold. Yeah, we need to deal... It's going to run this turn. We need to deal 59 damage in 1 turn. We can't do that. That sucks. Okay, well, we lose 15 gold from that. That sucks. I guess we'll earn some back, right? We earn 11 back, so we lose gold. And we get a smoke bomb, which lets us escape from a non-boss combat. So sometimes if you're against an elite and you're about to die, it can be really good to have that. Oh, we don't want acrobatics. Acrobatics isn't good for us. But Blur could be good for us, because we do have a defensive deck. And sometimes it's really nice if you've got a dash. Why do I keep saying dash? It's called leap, isn't it? No, it's called dash. Sometimes you've got a dash and you want to conserve the defense, so Blur is a great card if you've got that. Let's go to the store. Oh, I've been waiting for this store for a long time. Sometimes I accidentally hit Y and skip the merchant, which makes me cry. You have to press A. Must press A. So we've got a huge amount of choices here. Stalls are generally very difficult for new players because there's so many different things you can pick from, it's hard to tell what's good and bad. Let's go through some of these choices first, and what I do is I always go for the relics first. Ancient Tea set, whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 energy. This is not very good. This is a common relic that doesn't have very much impact. Think about how many times we'll be at rest sites. We've been at maybe 3 of them this entire run, and it only gives us the energy at the start of combat, so you only get it once. It's not very good. Bottle Tornado, you pick a power card and you start your combat with this card in your hand. This is quite good. It lets us pick our footwork card and start every combat with footwork, which means that we've got a dexterity buff at the start of every fight. This is quite good. And then we've got Medical Kit, which means we can play a status card to get rid of them from our deck. We don't actually have a lot of status cards to deal with, so I'm leaning towards getting this Bottle Tornado. What else is here? A Masterful Stab, so it's more expensive every time you lose HP in each combat. This is good for aggressive decks. Sneaky Strike. If you've discarded a card, this is free. That's a good card. Outmaneuver. Next turn, gain 2 energy. I've heard mixed things about this card. Deflect is gain 4 block for free. And Accuracy, Shiv deals 3 additional damage. You saw how there's a Cloak and Dagger card. There's other cards that give you Shivs too. You can make a deck that just makes bunches and bunches of Shivs, and this is a good piece of technique for that. We've also got gold cards, which are common between all the classes. Impatient says if you have no attacks in your hand, draw 2 cards. Sadistic Nature says, wow, he's hurrying me up. Whenever you apply a debuff to an enemy, they take 3 damage. Neither of them are fantastic. Okay, so I'm gonna get my Bottle Tornado. Ooh, that's a good choice. Tools of the Trade. Hold up. I could be playing myself. I can't remember if Tools of the Trade gets innates when you upgrade it, and that means at the start of your turn, it's actually very good. It becomes free when you upgrade it. Okay, I want Tools of the Trade, because that means I can get Sneaky Strike and start building a debuff. A discard synergy deck, which is pretty good. Let's get rid of a block, because you've got quite a few defensive cards. We don't need too many defend cards. Those are very inefficient, and you don't want to draw them because they'll clog your hand up. Alright, let's move forward, and remember, lean left. Good motto in life, always lean left. Tools of the Trade to start off? No. Footwork to start off. Dash to block their attack. And sure, why not? Let's use Tools of the Trade. Those power cards are very good for longer fights because it just means your draws are going to get more and more efficient, more and more consistent. I have no idea what this enemy does. I've forgotten. So you draw an extra card, you discard a card. What don't we want? We don't want this defend. You see, defends aren't very useful. We just got rid of it right away. You can use Terror. Escape Plan. Strike. We don't need any of the other cards, but here's where Blur becomes useful, right? We can use Survivor, and then we can use Blur, and even though this enemy isn't attacking us, we don't lose the block, so we can use it the turn after. It's gonna debuff us by giving us Hex. I don't know what that does. I'm learning a lot of these things for the first time too, because a lot of the times when I'm playing, I just don't read what they do. Whenever you play a non-attack card, shuffle 1 days into my draw pile. That's really bad for me. That is really bad for me, because it means if I play my Cloak and Dagger, I get a debuff. I didn't know that's what I did. Oh well. I mostly play aggressive decks, that's why I'm not aware of that. Anyways, this enemy is very good at just giving you debuffs. It's hard if you're fighting it in conjunction with other enemies, but we're not. We can get rid of this daze right away. See how good that power is. And now, because we've discarded a card this turn, we gain energy back when we use Sneaky Strike. It's free. See? How efficient is that? You can use Dash, you can use Dagger Thrower. I have made a mistake, I should have dashed again. And I can use Defend. If I dashed again, we would have won this fight already. Oh well. We're not taking damage. This deck is working super well. I hate it when I have a very boring deck and it works well. I would much rather it be a flashy deck and I can show off some crazy synergies. But nah, this is just ordinary. Okay, discard any number of cards and draw that many. You see how I haven't been using my potions? I'm not going to take anything. You have a Flying Knee or another Terror. We don't want either of those. Let's keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm going to speed things up because I know this Let's Play has been going for quite a while now. This enemy has got a lot of health, a lot of attack, and it has malleable, which means that every time it gets hit, it gains some block. I'm going to start with a footwork and then a dash. So we've got 12 defense. It's still going to hit us for 21. Quite a strong attack. Let's use our survival. Discard our sneaky strike. We weren't going to use it anyway. And yep, we block all of its attack. 7 times 3 again, oh my goodness. Let's use Cloak and Dagger. Escape Plan. Get a free block from that, awesome. Can use Blur. Defend. Shiv. Defend again. Got 34 block this turn, and anything we don't use is going to get carried over thanks to Blur. I'm surprised at how... This is my first attempt at this game for recording, by the way. I'm surprised at how smoothly it's going. I thought it was going to be a disaster first run. Let's Predator again. Sometimes when I play the Silent, the deck just doesn't come together at all, and I die to the first boss. And I'm fighting floor 2 enemies right now and not taking a single hit. This is actually much better than I could have anticipated. To use Piercing Wail to reduce attack this turn to 0. And hit it with Dagger Throw. Yeah, the reason why I started playing this game too was I saw that Twitch is doing a thing called Roguelite's Pentathlons, which is exactly as it sounds. You play 5 roguelite games in a row and see how you do. And one of the choices is this game. So some of the common pentathlons people are doing are Spire, Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, and Enter the Gungeon, which I played a few months ago, and Nuclear Throne. Some people are doing FTL. Lots of great roguelite games. And playing them all together, I feel like it's a test of skill, right? Roguelites, they look like there's a lot of randomness, but it's all down to your understanding of the mechanics and your strategizing. It forces you to be more creative and more efficient than a regular scripted designed game, because sometimes you won't be able to overcome the challenges, right? Sometimes you just made bad choices and the game will wreck you for it. Whereas scripted games are more about knowing the individual encounters. So we've got 2 cards here and they both just add shivs to our hand. We don't have a shiv build, so we just skip it. But you see how if we had those 2 cards together, and also the accuracy cover from before, we could have a really strong deck right now. We could have a deck that wins a combat immediately, pretty much. Okay, so let's use Neutralize, Footwork. I guess we'll use Piercing Wail. Tools of the Trade. This is more of a setup turn. And Defend, so now we take nothing this turn. We could have used our Block Potion, actually. We could have used a Block Potion and got a strike in. We've got to discard something. Let's discard Defend. Let's have a more aggressive turn. Use our Block Potion, so we don't need to worry about defense. Wow, this guy's got a lot of blocks, so 14 block. Let's kill the rat. Let's kill the rats. Sneaky Strike. Get our energy back. Predator. And Strike. And Dagger Throw. Discard. And that's our turn. Well, we made a mistake. Let's use Weak Potion. Okay, we take no damage this time. You see how good potions are. When you remember to use them, they're super useful. Okay, it's going to hit us for 16. Whew. What do we do? Let's drop a strike. Choose Escape Plan. We've got 5 energy this time, thanks to our happy little flower. So let's go Cloak and Dagger. Shiv. Dash. Dash. We have 32 block. We should have used Blur, because we would have kept that 16 block. Oh well. Okay, it's got a huge amount of block this turn, so I don't know what we're going to do about it. Neutralize, gives it weakened, Dagger Throw, discard a Defend, Strike, Defend, Blur. Not only is this a very efficient deck, it's a very easy deck. Not a lot of thought required. Sometimes if you build a complex deck with a lot of synergies, you need to spend something like 1 or 2 minutes every turn just looking through all your options and being like, this is a good choice, this is a bad choice. This deck isn't like that at all. This deck is just play your cards, win the game. And sometimes it's just nice to switch off and go on autopilot for a bit. Okay, we discard 1. Let's drop our defend, have a more aggressive turn again. Cloak and Dagger, shiv them, sneaky strike, predator, strike, and we win. Easy fight, easy game. Ooh, we can have an upgraded dagger throw, or we can have a deflect. I think I'm gonna go for the upgraded dagger throw, because we have a quite good discard synergy deck right now. Oh, let's go to the campfire. We can smith a card now, which means we can get an upgraded version of it. And let's see what we got. I think I want to go for the tools of the trade, so we can start with it every battle for free. You want to think about what's going to be the most efficient upgrade each time. Alright, this fight is very hard if you have no AoE, and very easy if you have a lot of AoE. We start with tools of the trade for free, escape plan. Got a blur, so we've set up pretty well for a defensive turn. I have half a mind to try and kill this guy as fast as I can. But the thing is, this enemy can just call back more gremlins if it wants. So it's usually more effective to just go for the big guy if you can have the block to survive the little guys. Let's use up defensive cards. Defend. Oh, whoops, I made a mistake. I should have blurred. Oh well. That's actually a pretty big mistake. You know what? Let's use a smoke bomb. I cannot be bothered. Cannot be bothered. Why can't... Oh, right, I'm an idiot. Okay, to discard a card. And let's use a smoke bomb. So later in the game, if you don't need any extra card rewards, then it's not that worthwhile. Oh, no! Wow, that's embarrassing. That's so stupid. I escaped from an elite fight. I didn't realize that was an elite fight. I just gave her a relic. Oh no. I was gonna say, regular encounters on floor 2 and 3 are not important because you don't want cards anymore. And that's the only thing you get as rewards from those fights. But elites still give you relics which remain useful for the entirety of the run. And I just gave up one of those because I was silly. Okay. That feels bad. And I know that if you're not familiar with this game, that probably meant nothing to you, but man, I feel really bad right now. Okay, I guess I'll just autopilot this fight, see how things go. This is a mage and a knight. The mage can heal or buff the knights, and the knight can defend or hit you for a lot of damage. Oh, I'm still so bummed that I made that mistake. Okay, so I can pretty much kill the back guy here this turn, I think. I can sneaky strike. Strike, he's dead, and now we can footwork. It's okay, I can just say sour grapes. I would have gotten a bad relic anyway. You guys know that story, right? Where there's a fox and you can't reach the grapes, so it was like, I bet they were sour anyway. That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, we do want to gear up as well as we can though, because this upcoming boss is a pretty big step up in damage. Okay, so it's gonna deal 8 times 3 to me, that's huge. We gotta drop something. I guess we drop our strike. Use escape plan. Nice, we got some free defense. Use dagger throw. Drop our strike. Use sneaky strike, get our energy back. Dagger throw. Drop our defend. Dagger throw again. Oof, they're both good. They're both very good. It's gonna deal 24 to me. Drop this, cloak and dagger, shoot. We came very close. If we killed it this time, then we wouldn't have to deal with this big attack. Oh well. Losing a bit of HP doesn't really matter that much. HP is just like, it's a free resource because you recover it at the end of every floor. Okay, this guy's dead. What do we get? 11 gold and either a quick slash or a dagger spray. Neither of them are that good for our deck, and we've already got too many cards. Let's keep going. Maybe there's a veteran watching this and thinking, oh no, this guy has just dropped a quick slash. Those are so useful. Okay, Onomori means we negate the next 2 curses we obtain. I do want that. Curses you generally get from question mark encounters, and you'll gamble like a relic for a curse. So being able to negate them means we get, effectively, best case scenario, 2 free relics, and that's awesome. Got dash. This is again a fight that's very hard if you don't have good AoE. Let's use our survival. Drop our defend, use our blur. I think we don't even block all this attack. No, we don't. Not by a long shot. And these enemies give us wounds, so they're just dead draws pretty much. Gotta make sure we kill something as fast as we can. Drop a defend, use a footwork, use a dash. I should have dropped the terror actually. Use another defend, use a attack. We're gonna take way too much damage from this fight. Way more than we need to. It is an elite though, so we do get a relic from it, but I'm gonna take so much damage. Drop our... What do we drop? Drop a predator, because that's 2 energy that we're not gonna need. Use cloak and dagger. Oh, I want everything. Drop a strike. Use and neutralize. Oh, cloak and dagger. Shiv. Dagger throw. I played that badly. I should have used defend and dagger throw because it would have been free. Oh well. Okay, so now we're going to take another 7 damage. You get very good at quick arithmetic by playing this game. You get very good at just adding and subtracting 2-digit numbers. It's cool too because I've been playing brain training on the Switch as well. And I don't know if it's my upbringing and my focus on mathematics and as a kid, but I have been really addicted to the 25 sums game. The one where you have to do as many calculations as you can in 25 calculations as fast as you can. I've just done so many attempts with that. My best score is something like 18 seconds to do 25 mental maths challenges. And what a flex that was. I felt amazing when I did that. I had to tell everyone I knew. Oh, that was a really bad debuff. It entangled me so I can't play attacks this turn, and I just chucked a card that I could have played. What a shame. Okay. Yeah, this is a really hot encounter. We took something like 50 damage from this. Okay, we gotta discard. Let's discard Predator again. Oh no, I should have discarded the wound. I am not thinking straight. The fact that I just gave him a relic just then is still bothering me. It's not letting me think straight. Okay, I'm gonna take 15 damage this turn. Let's use Dagger Through. This fight is almost over. And hopefully things haven't been so boring so far. I know that card games aren't very interesting to watch. I know that when I get to the boss at the very least, I get to talk about my decisions a bit more. Let's get rid of this wound. Let's not mess up. Okay, Dagger Throw. Get rid of it. Oh, so many wounds. Get rid of another wound. Cloak and Dagger. Shiv. Defend. Strike. Yeah, I know it's not like bang, flashy, like a platformer or a shooter or something. But I feel like talking through my decisions in a card game is just really interesting. That's one of the reasons why I started this series, is because I do quite enjoy talking through my choices as I make them, and games like this are perfect for that. Alright, so let's use Blur, so we keep our defense for this turn. We take no damage and we can hit him again, hopefully end the fight next turn. Discard the wound, don't make mistakes. Neutralize, use escape plan, dash, predator, we win. Whoa. We get a regal pillow, so whenever we rest we gain extra health. This is completely useless. We got our emerald key because we beat the flaming enemy, and we can choose between a sucker punch or a glass knife. Sucker punch is pretty good. We do have a synergy with that one weak relic, but nah. Our deck is pretty thick as it is. I'm gonna fight this because we want to get to the campsite, and this is the enemy that everybody hates. This appears in everyone's nightmares, Snecko. You'll see why we hate it in just a sec. Let's use neutralize. We've got to deal as much damage to this jerk as we can in this one turn. We can't let it survive for long. We're going to use sneaky strike, footwork, dagger throw, chuck or defend, use a strike, deal as much damage as we can because it's going to confuse us. And what confusion does is it makes every card in your deck cost a random amount of energy. So sometimes a card that used to cost 1 now costs 3. Because screw you. This is why we hate the Snecko, and everyone hates the Snecko, is because it ruins our deck and it forces us to play with these stupid, weird cost cards. And honestly, it's not even that bad, because sometimes your 3 cost cards become 0. Like this one, Piercing Wail is now free. Blur is now free. Defend has not changed. We could either play Dash for 2 or Dagger Strike for 3, and you can't even see what the actual mana costs are going to be. Let's just play Dash, let's play it safe. And just be annoyed at this Neko. I can't wait for this to be over. At least its name is nice. Snecko. It's like Snake and Neko. I'm sure that's not why they thought about that. Free Cloak and Dagger, nice. Free Shiv. 2 cost strike, I'm not playing that. Predator and Defense. Its attacks are pretty strong too. It's just the confusion that's annoying. It's one of the most memorable enemies in the game because of just how frustrating this ability and effect is. Let's chuck the 3 energy strike, nobody wants you. I think I hate it especially because I tend to like decks that have 0 cost cards. And if you have a lot of 0 cost cards, then you're getting a very bad deal when you make this fight. Okay, we'll play 2 dashes. Because if your 0 cost card suddenly costs 3 energy, then, you know, all your deck building efforts have just gone to naught. Just wasted all that time. Blur is free, strike is free, neutralize is 1. Okay, finally, got rid of it. And finally stop talking about how much I hate this enemy. Let's keep going. We've got a sneaky strike that's upgraded, or a blur. Sure, let's use sneaky strike. Let's go to our shop. Again, you guys gotta suffer through me talking through these choices. The Bane. So if the enemy is poisoned, you deal more damage. Useless for us. Riddle of Holes, we talked about it. Malaise. Enemy loses some strength, apply some weak, and then exhaust it. X means you can use the rest of your energy that turn to cast it. So if you have 5 energy, you cast it for 5x. It's not really good for our deck. Terror, we already have. Well-laid plans. Nah. We don't even have any gold anyway. We can't even afford to remove a card. I don't want to look at these relics because I'm just going to feel hurt because I can't buy them. So, Dark Shackles. Enemy loses strength this turn. Not that good. Violence. Put 3 attacks from a draw pile into your hand. Am I a dog person or a cat person? That's an interesting question. You know, for my entire life I thought I was a cat person. I lived in a share house with, I think, like 5 or 6 kittens from next door that would wander into our yard, and they were adorable and we just played with them all the time. And then one day I got a lot of bug bites, and I thought, oh no, the cats are bringing fleas into our house. And for the next couple of months I just suffered through just a complete nightmare of itchiness. And then I found out that, well, I found out 2 years after moving out of that share house that I'm allergic to cats, and that's why I was so itchy. So yeah, now that I found out I'm allergic to cats, I do like cats more because I'm more of a chill person. I don't like high maintenance people or animals, but I can't be with cats anymore. It's so sad. I have to see, whenever I see a cat, I have to be like, stay away or you're going to make me very itchy. Such a shame. Okay, let's keep playing. What do you guys think? Are you a dog person or a cat person? Hope I haven't offended all the dog people in the world, just like I've offended all the Slay the Spire aficionados by how bad my play has been. Okay, Cloak and Dagger, use a Shiv. I think I can kill him this turn. Dagger Throw, check that. Blah, 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 blah. No time to explain my choices. Easy fight, easy game. Quick Slash and Calculated Gamble, we don't need any of them. Our deck is, honestly, it's probably the strongest it's ever been at this point in the game. Usually I've had some kind of weak link. This one, no, this one's been working very well. I've never entered a fight and felt like, oh no, I don't think this deck can win this fight. Even this one, which is quite hard. These guys have the artifact ability, which means they can negate 1 debuff, and they're really hard to fight if you're a poison deck, but I am not. We've got... what do we got? We got Dagger Throw, Chuck or Defend, because they're not going to attack us. Use Sneaky Strike for free. Use our Dash, or we can use our Strike. We can use our Dash. That kills one enemy already. This guy is hard because it's got a ton of defense and it has Barricade, which means that its defense stays every time. To escape plan, it looks like it only has 20 health, but we've got to whittle it down from 65 defense. Okay, use Sneaky Strike, it's free damage, Dagger Throw. What do we want? Chuck Defend, use Neutralize, use Defend, use Blur. Yeah, this has been an easy run. I don't need to think about what I'm playing, because I get to play every card I have in each turn, and what I don't want I discard, and yeah, it's easy game, easy fight, easy life. Only downside is there's not a lot for me to talk about, not a lot of big exciting moments. I love the community of this game because there are people who just play nothing but this game, and they've played nothing but this game for years. Since the games came out, this is all they've played. And they still find ways to be excited, delighted, enthralled by this game. They keep finding runs that just make them laugh and cry, and it's awesome. It's so wholesome. I love that. I love watching people enjoy their games. That's such a good mood. And the fact that this game managed to maintain its community and that kind of enjoyment for so long, it's so wholesome. I love it. And it's not like Dark Souls where, yes, everyone's still enjoying it, but I personally can't because it's too hard, right? It's not like Dark Souls. I played this game for maybe 2 or 3 hours and then I just got it. I was like, I see what the hubbub is about. It's just good. Okay, we have to rest because we have barely any HP. Thankfully, our pillow made our rest a bit better. We have 55 health to tackle this boss. And this night boss... I'm not going to make a joke about it, Telf. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay, this boss is difficult because halfway through it gets really buff and... yeah, you have to burst it down once it gets really strong. We have a Dagger Throw. Alright, let's get rid of our Sword. No, get rid of our Defend. Free Sneaky Strike. Strike, Blur. That's one of the strengths of Blur, is that if it's going to buff itself, but you happen to have a bunch of defense cards, then your defense doesn't get wasted. And it means that this turn we can focus more on attack, because, well, our cards don't let us, but we didn't need to play as many defend cards because we had all the shield from last time. In hindsight, I shouldn't have wasted that Piercing Whale card. Oh well. Let's drop our... oh, they're all good. They're all good. Let's drop our Sneaky Plan, whatever. Terror first. Neutralize. Leap. So now... oh no! We could have used Sneaky Strike for free! I'm so bad at this game! I'm actually so bad. It's okay, our deck is good. Our deck is carrying us. Even if we're bad at the game, our deck is more than enough to let us win. Let's drop the Defend, because we don't need it this turn. Dagger Throw. Drop another Defend. Predator. Do we want Footwork and then Strike? Okay, is this the buff? Oh, I'm wrong. It gives you a massive debuff. Okay, we're gonna drop our Defend because it's not going to try and hit us this turn. What did it just debuff us? Gave us Frail, so our Defend cards are worse. Gave us Vulnerable, so we take more from attacks. Gives us Weakened, so attack still less damage. Yeah, it's just every kind of debuff, and all from just saying "come at me." Does anyone remember something like, it was a long time ago, like 10 years ago now, and everyone was saying "come at me, bro," and that was the big catchphrase that all the kids were using? I am very glad that we are not in that timeline anymore. What a strange period of human history when people were going "come at me, bro." Okay, use a defensive stance. It gives us Metallicize, so at every turn it gains 5 block for free. Let's gain some strength, let's gain some defense. What are we gonna do? We're going to drop our Defend, because it's not gonna hit us. We're gonna eat through a bunch of health this turn though. Okay, so Cloak and Dagger, strike, strike, shiv, blur, conserve our defense. Spent 3 turns buffing and debuffing. Defeat impossible. There we go. So now it's gotten 8 strength and metallicize. Oh my goodness, 27 times 2 damage. That's 54. That usually kills me. My run will be going fine, and then suddenly this guy comes and destroys me. Do Sneaky Strike for free. Neutralize is going to be absolutely clutch. Look at that. Went from 27 times 2 to 16 times 2. Clutch. Dagger Throw. Drop a strike, defend, and then survival. I have 37 block. Oh, we actually survived this hit. We don't take anything from this hit. What a relief. See, this has been such a good deck. Honestly, it's been one of the best runs I've ever had at this game. Sucks that it's so boring to watch, but damn. Everything has been coming up hot. Everything's been coming up wheelhouse. Okay, get some more strength. Got 10 strength now. I'm going to hit us with 26. Let's drop a strike. Use our Cloak and Dagger. Use a Dagger Throw that's been upgraded, and if we need to, we can drop our other Dagger Throws. Sneaky Strike for free. Don't forget that. Don't be like last time. Drop on. No, we messed up. We messed up. We really messed up. I don't know if I want to use my Swift Potion, because even if I get a defend, screw it, commit to it. He's going to take a ton of damage this time. It's fine, because if I beat this boss next floor, I get a free full health refill, so it's fine. 20 times 2, what do we need? We need a defense. We really need a defense. Dash. Strike. Defend, survival. I feel like I played that wrong. Because I'm going to take another 11 damage this turn. I can win, I can survive. I just feel like I could have done it better. Let's drop a strike. Use escape plan. Get my free block. Defend. Free Sneaky Strike. Blur and 2 strikes. We're going to take damage, but not too much. We're going to take like 7 damage. You can't see me, but I'm pointing at my head in that meme format, because I was surprised at how quickly I did that maths in my head. Quick maths. Okay, escape plan. Dagger Throw. Drop a defend, because it's going to buff itself. Predator Strike. I should really have used my Strength Potion. That could have been really clutch. Okay, buffs strength again. It's going to hit us for 22 times 2. Can we survive this? Drop a strike. Honestly, doesn't look too good. Sneaky Strike for free. Can we kill it? Dash. Maybe we can kill it. Okay, use a Strength Potion. I should have done that at the start of the turn. Dagger Throw. That's very good. Neutralize. Dagger Throw. We need to draw an attack card. Yes, we did! And strike and we win. Alright, we beat this floor. We got 96 gold. We got a card, which we're not going to take because they both suck. We got Die, and we got Nightmare. We don't need either of them. Okay, every 5 cards in our deck heal 3 HP whenever we enter a rest strike. So we don't need a healer there, we just need to enter there, and we heal 26 divided by 5. We heal 15 health every time we enter a rest strike. That's a pretty good one. Runic Pyramid. At the end of the turn, you no longer discard your hand. This relic is excellent, phenomenal, extremely good. Wristblade attacks that deal 0, attacks that cost 0, deal 3 additional damage. This one is if you have the Shiv build. We don't have the Shiv build, we're taking Runic Pyramid. This relic is excellent, very good. It'll be immediately clear why it's good the second we start going up this next floor. Alright, wow, this has been a long run. It's been 80 minutes. Okay, we're gonna rush through this. Here's the boss. It's Giant Diamond Donut. Okay, what are we gonna do? We're gonna go, I don't want to rush this because I want to show how important the decision making is, but at the same time, this video has gone for too long, and the file size on my computer is gonna be too big, and no one's gonna want to watch a 2-hour long video on Slay the Spire. Alright, let's keep going. Tools of the trade. This is a good AoE fight. So we haven't discarded anything yet, so I can't Sneaky Strike, Dagger Throw, drop a strike. The more that I think, the faster that I go, the more mistakes I'm gonna make. Use strike, use cloak and dagger, use a shiv, use a defend. We're gonna take a big hit. This is what I mean. I flustered myself because I wanted to go faster, and now look, taking damage when I really didn't need to. I'm sure I could have played that turn out better. But you see now, I retain my hand. So if there's any cards I didn't use last turn, I can just use them this turn. It's super, super efficient, and it allows you to make planned out plays as opposed to just going with what you happen to draw that turn. Maybe you see a card that you think, hey, I don't need it this turn, but it would be great next turn, right? This is what's so good about this relic, is you just make long-term strategies, discard your debuff cards. How are we gonna do this? This card gave itself, this enemy gave itself thorns, so if I hit it, it takes damage back. I can block that damage by using shields, but it's not very efficient, so let's just kill the other guy. Blur, block, defend. Okay, get 2 debuffs. I genuinely didn't think this run would last this long. I really didn't. But I see the opportunity to defeat it now, and when you see that, right, you just have to go for it. This is the roguelite's curse. Because sometimes you think, oh, I'm just going to go for a quick run, and then it turns out to be an amazing run, and then you just need to just play it out, and before you know it, you've wasted a good afternoon. And I took damage from those thorns. I really didn't need to. I should have played a block card. Whatever, let's just keep going. You can either have Poison Stab or Escape Plan. We don't really need either of them. I guess we can just take an Escape Plan because it doesn't reduce card advantage. Let's go for our question marks because I was gonna say they take less time. I get a relic if I win this fight. I really should fight this. This is effectively an elite fight though. These guys are quite difficult. Let's use footwork. We haven't discarded anything. Dagger throw, drop a strike, use sneaky strike, don't forget, use dash, then defend. We're at 19. Let's use our regen potion, then keep going. Maybe I should have played the first few rounds faster. Maybe this would have made things work better. Oh, it's gonna be such a long video, but I don't want to end this run. Discard a card so we can use sneaky strike. Let's use piercing wail, strike, defend and blur. That's 14, so we can survive. Downside of playing a defensive deck is your battles take forever. Your battles take way longer than if you were to play a more aggressive build. And it's all because you just have to keep cycling your deck and cycling your cards and only attacking when you get the slightest opportunity. Wow, these guys are dealing a lot of damage this turn. Use Swift Potion, draw some cards. Maybe I can draw a defensive card. Escape plans, dagger throw, drop the burn. Nice, I got cloak and dagger. Use the shiv. We don't block everything. That was a 37 damage turn. We couldn't have blocked all of that. No way. Discarding at the start of every turn is low-key busted because it lets me get rid of these burn cards for free. How good is that? Neutralize, dagger throw, drop the other burn card. We drew a burn card, so it doesn't really matter. How much health does it have? Dash. Got some block now, and I think block does counteract burn cards. I think. Can use terror, so we can kill this guy faster and use strikes. I should have paid attention. I didn't pay attention. I don't know. I don't know if that blocked the burn damage. We're taking a few big hits though. We can get rid of our burns, sneaky strike, dagger throw, drop that, blur. Do we want just defend twice? Yeah. We take 1 from that, but it's okay because we're regenning. This has been a very long fight. Those guys had so much HP. Good, so let's get rid of that. Escape plan, then escape plan again. Wow, that was terrible. We drew our burn cards. I guess oh no, we're gonna die. We're actually gonna die. Dash, we're actually gonna die. We're gonna take 3 damage from burn and then 30 from this enemy. This is what I get. I complain that my game run is going to be too long, and I'm just immediately going to die because I lost 50 health in this one battle. Okay. At least we get a relic. Birdface, whenever we play a power card, heal 2 HP. That's legit. That's very good. I mean, actually no, it's not that good because you're only going to play 1 or 2 power cards per fight. Power cards give you permanent upgrades for that fight and then disappear. So Dexterity is a power card. The Tricks of the Trade that we have at the start of every fight is a power card. Every time you play 4 attacks in a turn, you gain 4 block. Nah. Every time you lose HP, you gain 3 cards. Cards which exhaust will instead discard half of the time. I don't really like that. I'm going to drop a Defend. We don't need it. We can get another Dagger Throw if we want. Oh no, we should have dropped a Strike. Well, too little too late. What else we got? Shuffle 3 skills, nil power, that's bad. Reduce the cost of a random card to 0, that's bad. First time you lose HP each combat, draw 3 cards, that's bad. Huh. This looks good actually. You never know when you might need a revive. Okay, let's keep going. You duck inside a small hut, you find a forge, smithing tools are covered in dust, yet a fire roars inside the furnace. Okay, so we can get a relic and become cursed, but actually not become cursed because you have that tag, or we can upgrade a card. I want the relic. Give me the relic. What do we get? Warped Tongue. At the start of your turn, upgrade a random card in your hand for the rest of the combat. That's awesome. That's excellent. So good. Let's minimize the amount of fights we take, because at this point of the game, fighting them doesn't give us anything, and I just say that the question marks can sometimes be fights. Sometimes they'll just trip you up and make a fight out of it. Doesn't matter too much. There's actually a relic that stops them from appearing. Stops question marks from turning to fights, but it's overall a terrible relic. It's not very good. I don't know if this counts as an elite because we fought that last one and we got a relic out of it. Who knows? Hopefully we do. Let's just speed through it. Dagger throws are fantastic because we can cycle through the rest of our cards. Dash is great because we get defense. The downside of that pyramid relic is now I can't autopilot. I can't just play whatever's in my hand because I might have trash in my hand. Sneaky strike, easy. Flex potion. Leg sweep is good. I don't know if I want it for my build. I don't think I do. I don't want this for my build. I could go fight the elites. You know, I could improve. I could get more relics, but I'm not. I'm just gonna smith things. Save some time. I want to upgrade my. Do I want sneaky strike upgraded? Or do I want dash upgrade? Dash upgraded is very efficient. Terra becomes free. Footwork gains 3 dexterity, which is quite good. Dagger throws deal more damage. Neutralize applies more weak, which is actually very effective. Let's upgrade the footwork. We're gonna beat this final boss. If any way, we're gonna beat it by just attritioning it to death, so... What else can you do? These are exploders. If you don't kill them fast enough, they blow up. Pretty simple. Cloak and Dagger, Shiv... That was a bad play. I should have double dashed. This is gonna be so painful for someone who likes this game to go back and watch. I'm gonna make so many mistakes. Imagine someone who's done like Ascension 20 coming back and seeing my poor attempt. It's gonna be so embarrassing. Leave a comment if you're embarrassed. Quantify that for me. How does it feel? How long did you last before you cringed out of your existence? Okay, I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. I've made a huge mistake. Take a bunch of damage. Wait, oh, oof. Yeah, I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. Wow. Okay, at the very least I can drop a strike and kill this. Oh, hit the wrong guy. Drop this guy. The question marks means it's gonna explode, so we need to be careful. Kill it fast. Use footwork. Use blur. Use terror. Use survivor. Get hit. Pretty bad. Well, not really. Take 4. It's still at 75 effective health we need to eat through. Let's drop our defend. Dagger throw. Ooh. drop a strike, use escape plan, use neutralize, got dash, sneaky strike. Use dagger throw, drop strike. You can't kill it, use dash. We take 1, which is fine. It's got 36 effective health. This turn I think we can kill it. Okay, drop defend, use sneaky strike, cloak and dagger, shiv it twice. That's what happens when you upgrade it, by the way. You get 2 shivs. Double the shiv. Okay, we win. Flex potion, no relic, that's a shame. Bad cards, keep moving forward. We can either get a relic from the right fight, or we can go forward and heal up. We have to fight an elite further up anyway. I say heal up. Heal up. Take no chances, I'm gonna ascend. It's been 90 minutes, blah, so long. Okay, Orichalcum. Honestly, we should have gotten the Sapphire Key, because we could have completed the 3-tier key this run. Oh well. Tricks of the trades. Where are we at? Cloak and Dagger is probably going to be the best bet. Shiv something. I feel like we can kill something. We should have used the potions, but yeah, we could have killed something. We have 16 block. Okay, kill that. It says a lot for me that me playing really badly, not thinking through my card choices, can still get me a pretty good result in this deck. Drop a block. Do I have sneaky strikes? I don't. Oh, I do. There's one. Use dagger throw. I just want to chuck my defensive cards right now because I won't need them. These guys aren't dealing any damage to me this turn. Use footwork, use strike. There's not a really good color coding system, which is a shame. For example, Piercing Wail is a skill, not an attack, and Dash is an attack, not a skill, but the colors look similar. Okay, Sneaky Strike for free. Chuck a Terror on the back row, I guess. Then, what do? Use block, use dash. I'm so confused at all my card names. What was that called? Dash is the damaging one. Blur is the non-damaging one. Mistakes all around. Okay. Neutralize is great. Oh, whoops. Need to discard a card first. Now resume. Neutralize is great. Dagger throw is great. Strikes are not. That's dead. One block should keep me safe, and then strike it twice. Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. Oh no. It had thorns. Okay, drop it defends. I think I can kill it this time. Does it have thorns? It has so many thorns. It has 7 thorns. I have to buff up my block a lot. Okay, start with blow. Then play dash. Then play dagger throw. Making a lot of suboptimal choices, but that's fine because we're about to win this fight. Doesn't matter, Sneaky Strike. Get out of my house. Get some gold. They're both kind of okay, but nah, deck's big enough as it is. Fight the elite. Oh, it's this one! It's a head! We're fighting the head. It's called Giant Head. It has, I think, 5 turns, and then I don't know what it does after 5 turns, to be honest, but it counts down, and this is the last floor, and I've never been game enough to see what happens when it gets to 0. So I've always just dropped all my stuff on it to try and not die. Who knows? Who knows what happens when it gets to 0? Do I instantly die? Or do I take a bunch of damage? Who knows? Mysteries of the universe. If you've been hit by the 0, comment, tell me. I have no idea. Okay, dagger throw. I don't think it attacks you very much. It just debuffs you, it doesn't really attack you. So your free to just unload all your aggressive cards on it as much as you can. It's 3. I'm actually a little worried. Because this deck doesn't do a lot of damage. And its debuffs are really hitting me. Okay, we'll Cloak and Dagger, because this gives me 2 shivs to hit it with. Sneaky Strike for free. Dagger Throw. Drop the Piercing Wail. Neutralize is going to be excellent. And then Strike, and then Footwork. I should have dashed. I should have blurred. Oh, I'm so bad at this game. I'm terrible at this game. I think I'm going to get to 0. I can't deal 300 damage in 2 turns. Wow, I guess we find out what happens when it hits 0. I'm actually excited. I've never had the chance to see what happens when it hits 0. I am cautiously optimistic. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. But defend it enough that I survive this turn, and then chuck all my attacks at it after. Whew. Okay, we're gonna see it. There's no way I can deal 200 and... So here's the thing, I should have used my flex potions. That was me being dumb. But no, there is no way. Surely not. Surely that 30 damage is not the big, scary countdown thing. Let's go 2 flex potions. I deal a bunch of damage on all my attacks. I doubt this will get me through it though. Let's use a double dash to have a block up and see what happens when it hits 0. What happens? Why are you still here? That's anticlimactic. I thought it would have done something scary. It's just hitting me. What a shame. Honestly, I was expecting just to immediately die. This is actually pretty underwhelming. Why are you still here? It's only hitting me for like 40 a turn. That's not even that bad. Wow. There was so much fanfare for this enemy too. I talked it up for you guys as well. Oh damn, I feel like an idiot now. I get a Molten Egg whenever I add an attack into my deck, upgrade it, never gonna use it. Explosive Potion, deal 10 to all enemies, probably not gonna use it. These 2 cards also suck. No, I should have gone to the shop. I'm thinking too fast, I'm talking too fast. I don't want any potions. Get out of my life. Get out of my house. Oh, I did go to the shop. I could have gone to a shop and a campfire, but I got to a shop anyway. Okay, Sneaky Strike. Absolutely want that. Slice is also a pretty good card. I think that works in my deck. Even though it's very full, it fits pretty well. I don't get to buy any relics, but I don't need them. Let's just keep going. One more fight in the final boss, and hopefully this video isn't 2 hours long. These guys are weak. Why are they the final fight? These guys are nothing. I spoke too soon. They're dealing so much damage to me though. I guess I will use the Explosive Potion. But even if I block 3 times, I'm gonna take a bunch of damage. I'm gonna take so much damage. What? This is what I get for bad-mouthing them. This is hubris. Okay, I need to kill at least one of them this turn, otherwise I'm gonna just get completely wrecked. Drop the Terror, I don't need that. Use 2 escape plans, because any free block is gonna be worthwhile. Dash this one, because it's gonna defend itself. Cloak and Dagger is awesome. Maybe I should have used Footwork first. How much do you want to take? I'm gonna take 24, Blur is the best card. Okay. I don't take anything this turn. But I also didn't kill anything. Got two shield left over, which isn't that much. I'm gonna drop probably a strike. I don't need that many strikes. Use my Sneaky Strike, a regular strike. Can I kill more? I can use this neutralize, pretty useful. Gain my dexterity, I guess. Dagger throw. Chuck a strike. Use sneaky strike. Dagger throw. Chuck a dash, can't use it this turn. And then survival. It's been very slow going, this fight. Okay. Let's discard, I'll defend. I think we can just kill it. We can just kill them all. Strike. Sneaky strike. Dagger throw. Cool. Drop that. Bad play. Very bad play. I take 7. Got too ambitious, too greedy. Okay, now I kill them all. 20 gold, and prepared or fletchettes deals 6 for every skill in my hand. That's actually pretty good in my deck because my hand can get very big. But no. We're gonna heal. We're at full health and final boss time. This run has gone for way too long. Way too long. I didn't think this episode would last this long. Okay, we fight Diamond and a Donut. Look at this guy! He's like dancing. He's bending his knees, shaking his arms, he's having a great time. Feels so bad that I have to kill him. Okay, start our skills. I'm gonna take 20 damage this turn, so dash is a good choice. Dagger throw first to enable our sneaky strike, slice, dash, sneaky strike for free. Whew, do I use Predator or do I use Terror? I should have used Terror at the start of this fight. Well, mistakes are mistakes. I've got my fairy in a bottle to mitigate that. This second guy's gonna just chuck a bunch of buffs on him, so that's pretty frustrating. I'm gonna drop a regular strike, don't need that. Use Terror on the back at the back. I'm talking really fast right now. Piercing Wail, mitigate damage when I take Cloak and Dagger. The guy at the front's gonna block, so we want to minimize their effectiveness as much as we can. Escape plan might give us some block, it doesn't. We're gonna take 14. We're gonna take 14. Or we can use defend, and we take 3. That seems like a better play. I'm being a bit too aggressive with this build right now. I should really just wait it out. Okay, drop my strike, use my footwork, sneaky strike for free. Dash is super good because we gain so much block out of it. It's 13 times 2. Use survivor, drop my strike. Out of energy, let's go. Take no damage. I'll get 2 dazed. Circle of power, so buffs their strength. How come my Terror didn't work? I'm gonna drop a strike. Use escape plan, sneaky strike. Dagger throw, drop a daze, excellent combo. Dagger throw, drop another daze, fantastic. Defend and blur. I don't survive this. I mean, I do, but I don't. I take 16, which is a huge amount. What do I do? Drop my strike. Oh, I should have dropped my daze. I'm so bad. 2 free sneaky strikes, which is fantastic. Escape plans. I get a dagger throw, so I can drop dazed. I get a free predator and a strike. I'm gonna get hit for so much. I'm gonna hit for 32 this time. Where are all my defense? Where are all my defensive cards gone? Have I sold them all? What's going on? I have 3 defense. I have a survivor. I have 2 dashes. Wow, I actually don't have any defense. I have a cloak and dagger. I have mostly sneaky strikes and dagger throws. Okay, this is hubris. I set this up for myself. Let's use... We should just use the dashes. Do I want cloak and dagger or do I want double dash? I think just double dash is the best go. We get 29 defense, which almost protects us from that one. It doesn't, but almost. We've got 19 health left, and we've got our fairy in the bottle, so we've got some sustain. It's gonna hit us for another 38. Let's go cloak and dagger first. Shiv him. Or if we kill him, we're not gonna get hurt this time. We're gonna deal 55 damage. Can we do that? On 4, probably not actually. We have to dash, gonna have to use up all our stuff. I don't think we can do it. Survivor, drop a strike, use blur. We survive the hit, but we don't kill him. We're close to killing Diamond though, and then we can just worry about Donut Boy. Okay, I'm gonna drop a strike. Oops, wrong card. Use Slice, Dagger Thrower, get rid of the Dazed, neutralize the other guy to reduce damage. Wow, that was so effective. That's a Predator, that's not a Sneaky Strike. But Predator will kill the guy on the left, but he's not trying to attack us. So I think we just defend twice. Sucks to do the boring turn, but sometimes necessary. Even if he shields himself, next turn we can kill him. Okay, we're gonna drop our Dazed. Use our escape plan first. We didn't get it, but we got Sneaky Strike, which is good. Another Sneaky Strike. Dagger Thrower, he's dead. Drop a Daze. We can just unload on the guy on the right now. It's going to use Circle of Power, busts his strength even more. It's got 15 strength now. It's dealing 25 times 2. It's a huge amount of damage. Well more than enough to kill me if I'm not careful. Let's use 2 Sneaky Strikes, because they're free. Escape plans. Very bad. Terrible. Dagger Throw. Get rid of Dazed. Use Dash. Use Defend. Use Blur. We have 35 shield. He's going to hit us for 50. We have 3 health left. Wow, this is much more tight than I thought it was going to be. Drop a strike. We don't need the strike. Drop a strike. Oh, it's not going to hurt us. Oh, we're an idiot. Okay. Dagger Throw. Drop a strike. Let's save as much defense as we can for next turn. Use the dash, but everything else we save. Circle of Power, boss's attack. It's going to deal 28 times, so that's 56 attack this time. We save every sliver of defense that we can. That failed. Okay. Use Neutralize, that's very important. Sticky Strike, Cloak and Dagger, Defend, Shield him, Survivor, drop a strike, use the strike. It's gonna deal 32, we have 31 block. Okay, that's good, that's good. Doesn't pop our fairy yet. I don't know, I think we might have it. I think we might have it, depending on how lucky we get. Drop the Dazed, Sneaky Strike for free, use Slice, just be offensive this turn because he's got no attack. Okay, so we retain all of our cards, good. It's gonna use Circle of Power, I think we win. I think we win by the skin of our teeth. Is that what the saying is? Skin of our teeth? Skin of our hair? What is it? Win by a hair? I don't know. Whatever. We win. Look at that, 1 hour 50 minutes. That's way longer than I thought it would be. So this is what happens at the end. Look away if you don't like spoilers. You see a heart, you can attack it. I don't know what that number corresponds to. You see how much damage that you've done, and then you see how much that everyone has done since the inception of this game. And then you fall asleep. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this successful run of Slay the Spire. Hopefully this looks interesting to you. If you want to have your own go and unlock your own relics and build your own decks, I very highly recommend it. There have been much more skilled players than I who have played thousands of hours of this game and they still have more to discover. So very, very strongly recommend it. If you like deck builders or roguelites or anything like that, this is one of the best examples so far. It's still getting ongoing updates as well, more content. Yeah, it's very entertaining. Great job. Thank you to all the devs. Hope you enjoyed this ride, this much longer than I anticipated ride, and yeah, hope to see you again next week. Thank you for watching Harvard Plays.